Welcome back to The Rational Explorer. Today, we're diving into one of the most thought-provoking quotes from the Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius. You deserve what you're going through. You would rather become good tomorrow than be good today. At first glance, this might sound harsh, but when you dig deeper, it's a wake-up call. One that challenges us to stop delaying our growth and start taking action now. In this story, we'll explore how this ancient wisdom applies to our modern lives. From the comfort traps that keep us stagnant to the crushing weight of expectations, you'll see how these timeless lessons can help you find clarity, embrace discomfort, and start living with purpose. Get ready for a journey that's practical, philosophical, and, as always, deeply rooted in the Stoic principles we love to explore here at The Rational Explorer. Let's get started. Picture this. You wake up, look at the clutter on your desk, and think, tomorrow, I'll sort it out tomorrow. Now, zoom out for a second. You're not just procrastinating on cleaning. It's that gym session, that book you promised to read, that apology you've been meaning to make. Tomorrow becomes your excuse, your safety net. But what if I told you this isn't a modern problem? No, my friend, even Roman emperors were guilty of putting things off. And one of them, Marcus Aurelius, arguably the most stoic guy to ever wield a sword, called himself out on this same bad habit. He wrote, "You could be good today, but instead, you choose tomorrow." Sounds familiar, doesn't it? So let's break it down. Why do we wait for tomorrow? The illusion of the perfect day. Let's be real. When we think about tomorrow, we imagine this magical day where everything just clicks. The sun will shine, your mood will be perfect, and somehow you'll have unlimited energy. That's the day you'll write that novel, start that business, or finally fold the mountain of laundry that's been doubling as a chair. But here's the kicker, that tomorrow doesn't exist. Tomorrow is just another today wearing a fresh coat of paint. Marcus Aurelius knew this, which is why he didn't waste time dreaming about some ideal future. He focused on now. He believed that virtue, doing the right thing, was something you practiced daily, not something you postponed. Why do we fear today? Now let's talk about the real reason we don't act today. It's not laziness, it's fear. Fear that we'll mess up, fear that we're not ready, or fear that it's going to be hard. And let's be honest, today is hard. Maybe your boss just sent you an email with the subject line, "Can we talk?" Maybe your toddler decided that crayons work better on walls than paper. Or maybe you're just tired. It's easier to scroll Instagram, binge Netflix, or argue with strangers online than it is to deal with reality. But here's the Stoic truth. The hard stuff isn't going away. Marcus would tell you that avoiding today's struggles only makes tomorrow harder. The Stoic solution: start small. So how do we break free from this cycle? Marcus Aurelius didn't expect himself to be perfect. He didn't sit down and say, "Tomorrow I'll become the best emperor ever." Instead, he focused on small, deliberate actions. He believed that greatness came from doing the next right thing, not all the things, just the next thing. Let's put that into practice. Got a pile of dishes in the sink? Wash one. Trying to get back into shape? Do 5 push-ups. Want to improve your relationship? Send that first awkward text. Action doesn't have to be big to matter. What's important is that you start. Today is all you've got. The Stoics believe that today is all we truly have. Yesterday is gone, and tomorrow is a maybe. Right now, this moment is where life happens. Marcus Aurelius knew this, and he lived it, even when it was inconvenient, even when it was tough. So next time you catch yourself saying, "I'll do it tomorrow," pause. Remind yourself of Marcus's words, "You could be good today." Because honestly, what's stopping you? Stay tuned for Chapter 2, where we'll dive deeper into how modern distractions make today feel impossible and what you can do about it. Chapter 2. The Noise That Steals Today. Let's set the scene. You wake up, reach for your phone, and bam, within seconds you're neck deep in notifications. Emails, group chats, trending hashtags. Before you've even brushed your teeth, your mind is hijacked. Welcome to the modern battlefield, not fought with swords and shields, but with pings and pop-ups. Back in Marcus Aurelius's time, distractions were simpler. Maybe a messenger would interrupt him with news of a skirmish, or a senator would show up demanding favors. But for us, it's a 24/7 onslaught of noise, all competing for our attention. And the worst part? We let it win. The tyranny of the urgent. Here's the thing about distractions. They make everything feel urgent. Your coworker's email suddenly seems like it can't wait, even though it's just about rescheduling a meeting. That Instagram reel feels like the most important 15 seconds of your life. And let's not even talk about doom scrolling the news. But Stoicism teaches us to separate what's urgent from what's important. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." It's a reminder that the world will always scream for your attention, but you get to decide what deserves it. And here's a secret: most of it doesn't. Why we crave distractions. Let's be honest, distractions aren't just external. Sometimes we want to be distracted. Why? Because facing the present moment can be uncomfortable. That big project at work? Scary. Confronting the pile of bills? Stressful. Having a deep conversation with your partner? Vulnerable. It's so much easier to scroll TikTok or watch another episode of your favorite show. But Stoicism calls this out for what it is: avoidance. Marcus understood this too. When he wrote about the chains of tomorrow, he wasn't just talking about laziness. He was talking about our tendency to run from the hard stuff. But avoiding it doesn't make it disappear. It just waits, bigger, messier, and more intimidating. Silencing the noise. So, how do we fight back? How do we reclaim today from the endless noise? The Stoic answer is beautifully simple. Focus on what you can control. Start with your environment. Turn off unnecessary notifications. Create spaces where you can think clearly. Remember, Marcus Aurelius didn't have a quiet palace. He wrote his meditations in the chaos of war. If he could carve out moments of stillness, so can you. Next, practice mindfulness. No, you don't need to sit cross-legged on a mountain. Just be present. When you're working, work. When you're eating, taste the food. When you're talking to someone, actually listen. Marcus called this living in accordance with nature. In modern terms, it means cutting the multitasking and showing up fully for your life. Choosing what matters. Here's the thing. Every distraction is a choice. When you pick up your phone instead of your book, when you reply to a pointless email instead of focusing on your goals, you're choosing to prioritize the noise over what really matters. Stoicism isn't about being perfect. It's about being intentional. Marcus wasn't some productivity guru who nailed every decision. He stumbled, just like we do. But he always came back to this question: what is my purpose here? Ask yourself that, not just once, but throughout your day. When the noise gets loud, when the distractions creep in, stop and ask, is this helping me become the person I want to be? The Stoic way forward. The modern world might feel overwhelming, but Marcus Aurelius's wisdom is timeless. Silence the noise. Focus on the moment. Do the next right thing. Because in the end, today is all you've got. And if you can conquer today, even just a little, you'll find that tomorrow starts to take care of itself. Chapter 3. The Comfort Trap. Let's face it, comfort is seductive. Your favorite chair, a bag of chips, and a binge-worthy series on Netflix? It's like a siren song pulling you away from anything remotely productive. But here's the kicker. While comfort feels good in the moment, it rarely leaves you satisfied. The Stoics were big on calling this out. Marcus Aurelius, for example, didn't have the luxury of plush couches or streaming services, but he knew the human tendency to seek out the easy road. He wrote, "You're accustomed to comfort. It's time to stop letting yourself be distracted by pleasure or fear." Let's dive into why comfort traps us, how it's holding us back, and what Marcus would suggest to break free. Why comfort feels so good. Comfort appeals to something primal in us. It's survival mode turned up to 11. Back when humans were dodging predators and enduring harsh winters, comfort wasn't a trap. It was necessary for staying alive. Fast forward to today, and we've hacked comfort to an art form. Temperature-controlled homes, fast food delivered to your door, and entertainment on demand. The problem? Our brains haven't caught up. They still see comfort as a reward, even when it's holding us back. Here's the irony. The more you chase comfort, the less fulfilling it becomes. After an hour or 3 of scrolling social media, do you feel accomplished? Probably not. Comfort dulls the edges of our lives, making them softer but less meaningful. The hidden cost of comfort. The Stoics warned that comfort, left unchecked, comes at a cost. Marcus Aurelius called it the short-term seduction. It feels good now, but creates problems later. Think about it. Every time you choose comfort over action, you're delaying your growth. That workout you skipped, it adds up over time. That book you didn't read, it's knowledge you'll never gain. The apology you avoided, it leaves a wound that only festers. Marcus wasn't saying we should reject all pleasure. He wasn't a joyless monk. But he believed that indulging in too much comfort weakens the mind. He wrote, "What stands in the way becomes the way." In other words, the challenges we avoid are the very things that make us stronger. How to escape the trap. So how do we break free from the comfort trap without turning life into a joyless grind? The answer lies in balance and purpose. Number 1, start with small wins. Marcus believed in progress, not perfection. If the idea of quitting Netflix cold turkey feels impossible, don't. Instead, set boundaries. Watch 1 episode, then spend 15 minutes on something meaningful. Over time, those 15 minutes will grow into hours. Number 2, embrace discomfort. Gradually. Stoics practiced voluntary discomfort to strengthen their resolve. Marcus would sleep on hard surfaces or skip meals, not because he had to, but to remind himself he could endure it. You don't have to ditch your bed, but try stepping out of your comfort zone. Take a cold shower, walk instead of driving. These small acts build resilience. Number 3, reframe comfort as a reward. Comfort isn't the enemy. It's the overindulgence that's the problem. Use it wisely. Tackle a hard task first, then reward yourself with something enjoyable. This flips the script, making comfort a motivator rather than a barrier. Finding meaning beyond comfort. The Stoics believed that life's meaning isn't found in ease, but in effort. Marcus Aurelius didn't achieve greatness by lounging in the Roman equivalent of sweatpants. He rose early, faced his duties, and embraced the discomfort of leadership. And here's the beautiful paradox. When you stop chasing comfort, life becomes more comfortable. Not in a lazy, numbing way, but in the sense that you grow stronger, more capable, and more fulfilled. So next time you're tempted to sink into the couch and postpone life for another day, pause. Ask yourself, is this comfort helping me or holding me back? Today's lesson from Marcus. Breaking free from the comfort trap isn't about rejecting joy. It's about finding joy in the right places. The path forward might not always be easy, but as Marcus Aurelius would say, the obstacle is the way. Chapter 4. The weight of expectations. Let's talk about expectations. If comfort is the trap that holds you still, expectations are the weights that drag you down. Your parents expect you to succeed. Your friends expect you to be available. Society expects you to have it all together. And then there's you, expecting perfection from yourself. Marcus Aurelius wrestled with expectations too. As emperor, he carried the weight of an entire empire on his shoulders. Wars, politics, plagues, his to fix. And yet, he still found the clarity to write. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. That's Stoicism in a nutshell. You can't control what others expect of you, but you can control how you respond. The trap of living for others. Here's the thing about expectations. Most of them aren't even yours. Maybe you chose your career because it seemed impressive. Maybe you spend more time scrolling Instagram than creating because you're worried about how others will see you. But living for others comes at a cost. It splits you into pieces, each one trying to satisfy someone else. Over time, you lose touch with your true self. Marcus Aurelius didn't waste time pleasing others. He knew that the opinions of others were fleeting and often irrelevant. He wrote, "We all love ourselves more than other people, but care more about their opinion than our own." Think about that. You're giving away your peace to people who might not even notice. Reclaiming your focus. The Stoics had a remedy for this. Focus on your purpose. Marcus didn't try to be everything to everyone. He knew his role and stayed committed to it. He believed in acting according to nature, doing what he was meant to do without being distracted by external noise. For us, that means taking a step back and asking, what do I actually want? Not what others expect, not what looks good on paper, what matters to you. Once you find that answer, let it guide your actions. Prioritize tasks that align with your goals and values. Learn to say no to distractions, even when they come wrapped in the guise of expectations. Letting go of perfection. A big part of expectations is the pressure to be perfect. But perfection is a myth. It's the enemy of progress. Marcus Aurelius understood this deeply. He wasn't perfect, and he didn't try to be. Instead, he focused on doing the best he could with what he had. He wrote, "Be satisfied with even the smallest progress, and consider that no one prevents you from advancing." The lesson? Progress matters more than perfection. Each small step you take is a victory, no matter how imperfect it might seem. So, stop beating yourself up for falling short. Celebrate the effort, not just the result. Conclusion: embrace the journey. And there you have it, the wisdom of Marcus Aurelius and Stoicism laid out in simple, practical terms. Life is full of challenges, distractions, and expectations, but remember, you have the power to control your mind, your choices, and your response to the world around you. If you're ready to start living with purpose, quiet the noise, and embrace the discomfort that leads to growth, then this journey has just begun. The Stoic path isn't about perfection. It's about progress, small steps every day, each one bringing you closer to your best self. If you enjoyed this deep dive into Stoic philosophy, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. I've got a lot more coming your way, including more wisdom from the Stoics, practical tips for everyday life, and how to apply ancient teachings in today's world. By subscribing, you won't miss any new content designed to help you become the best version of yourself. So, hit that bell icon, stay tuned, and remember, you are the master of your own mind, and today is the day to start living it. See you in the next video.